Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at the famous Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson Sugar Bar here on the Upper West Side here in New York City. As you know, here on the Pace Report, I continue to not only showcase musicians that are carrying Black American music forward, but also who have a stake in making sure that the next generation of music is in good hands. And tonight I'm proud to introduce you to a gentleman who hails from my hometown of Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're also the alums of the same high school, North Central, Ramon Jackson. Now, Ramon Jackson has been a staple here at the Sugar Bar for over the last 6 years, and he's been mentored by the legendary Valerie Simpson, half of the songwriting producing team of Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson. Now, the Sugar Bar plays a very important staple in Black American music in the music community here in New York City. One, Ms. Simpson not only hosts as well as performs and assists on the open mic nights here at the Sugar Bar, but she also administers some great criticism to make sure that the artists understand their craft and make sure that their craft gets better. Tonight here on the Pace Report, you're going to see Ramon Jackson in his Juke joint monthly residency, which he's been doing here for the last 2 years. Now tonight we had a chance to sit down and break bread and talk about the importance of rhythm and blues and where it's getting ready to go, his role as an independent R&B artist and how he's had to take his music and his label in other directions where the mainstream labels will not touch, as well as talk about some of his important influences, as well as why this residency is very important to him, as well as other young starving musicians who want to become the next great thing to come and participate here at the Sugar Bar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy highlights of Mr. Ramon Jackson performing music from his album Juke Joint, part of his Juke Joint residency here at the Sugar Bar, here in the Pace Report, here in New York City.
In a world full of rage and danger, no peace I find outside your love. So please suffocate me in your arms, baby. Hey, in a world where people go crazy every day, they get checks for it and everything. My sanity is knowing that you're my rock. Come with me. Asphyxiate me in your love, baby. Ooh, don't wanna die by murder, but I don't mind drowning in your love. Ooh, oh, suffocate me in your arms, baby. Inside I've been blue, needing me or you to do what you do. Otherwise I'm through. I need you. I done lost so much, nothing is enough to get me back to me. Nothing sets me free but you. Oh, inside I've been blue, needing me or you to
Brother, this has been probably 6 years to make it.
Right?
I mean, this is home right here, man. I'm very, very proud of you, man. And each time I come to your show, it's a reflection of Black American music. There's gospel, there's blues, there's your music, and hip hop, and everything in between. And I'm sad that this is the last night of the residency, man. How do you feel about this?
I mean, it's definitely bittersweet. You know, like, first off, I just want to shout out Ashford & Simpson Sugar Bar for having me. I stumbled across this place in 2015 when I moved here, and it was just like, the first time I walked in, it was home. So, you know, to be closing out my residency this time, because it's not my first residency here, but to be closing out this time is emotional because I've developed a lot more as an artist. I feel like, you know, shout out to Miss Valerie Simpson for helping me develop my gift. And Jimmy Simpson, you know, they both, you know, kind of mentored me and helped to sharpen, you know, what I had. And so it's just like, it's a proud moment. So I'm not sad, but it's like happy. It's happy tears, you know, it's happy emotions, but at the same time, it's like, man, I'm really making this happen. So, yeah, it's exciting.
And a sidebar to this, you get ready to go to Europe. And the last time I came, I said, you're gonna have to go to Europe with this.
Yeah.
I
You said that, you did.
I said you're gonna have to go
prophet.
I said you had to go to Europe with this because, not just because of the sense of the music that they appreciate. It's the fact that America has gotten into this, I don't know where we've been in the last 25 years of R&B, hip hop. Are we now stripping now? Are we now, you know, do we have to do social media to sell records? I mean, it seems like when we came up, you had to pay dues. Now you just take a bra off and take your strap off and show your ring and you know you selling records now.
Yeah, it's definitely.
What's happening?
It's crazy. That's why I like Europe, because Europe they're attentive to the music. I think the difference is they still have music in all levels of school, so they appreciate musicality. You know, they appreciate lyricism. They appreciate performing arts more than Americans. Americans appreciate popularity.
Right.
So whatever you can do in America to go viral and to become popular, to be that it person, like that's what America chases after. They don't chase talent in America anymore. So it's like when I go overseas, it's just a breath of fresh air. It's refreshing. I'm telling my stories, I'm singing songs that I wrote, and they're actually listening and digesting. It's, you know, over here it's like, sometimes I sing the songs that I wrote, and people are like, I love your voice, you should cover X, Y, and Z. Listen, I have 27 published songs, okay? I can cover myself. With 27 songs, I can do several shows, and I do several shows. So, you know, it's just a different animal over there. They appreciate artistry versus popularity.
It's interesting you say that because I listened to your album Juke Joint, and it really takes me back to old school R&B. I'm talking about Howard Hewitt, Johnny Gill, Usher. And it's sad because independent artists like yourself, Nigel Hall, Eric Roberson,
the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, Mesa.
Yeah.
Everybody who's still doing R&B, it's like their cult following. They make money at their concerts, but radio has become so stigmatized and so segregated. You don't hear their records anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy because in America, there's so much gatekeeping. You know, it's, you know, we're unfettered capitalism, right? So I actually have a tour coming up in 2024, a US tour, and I executive produce my own tour. And I have to do it that way because labels own the radio station conglomerates, and they also own many of the live music venues that are chains. So what they do is when they sign artists, they run them up through that channel. They run them through the live music venues, the radios, and that way the label can make their money back. So it shuts out independent artists who've actually done the work to develop their artistry without $1 million budgets. So I've lived everything that I wrote. That's why you see the passion when it's on stage, right? So it's just like, I have to executive produce my own shows and tours and everything so that I can have creative autonomy over that, because a lot of these venues are like, oh, well, you know, we need X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I've headlined at the Eiffel Tower for New Year's Eve several times in Paris. I don't need you, you need me. You know, you're playing half empty rooms with people that don't have a fan base. I have a fan base in multiple cities across the country that I curated myself by going out there and doing the work. But your problem is your philosophy is tied to this corporate mentality, and you want me to show you that I'm attached to some corporation. I'm the corporation. The Ramon Jackson is the corporation. I'm signed to my own label. I'm signed to my own publishing company. I publish everything. I own my masters. And you know, like, I got all this from Eric Roberson, so it's like, it's honored that you would even mention him in this interview, because we ain't talked about that. Like, I called him the GOAT because he is my blueprint. Like, Eric Roberson is my blueprint.
And it's sad because, unfortunately, you know, and I tell musicians this all the time, if you were to step into the facilities of Spotify, I guarantee you will pull all of your music off, because there are people at Spotify that are making over $100,000 a year. All they do is put together music playlists. And you guys only getting 2 cents, 3 cents off each stream.
And it's incredibly hard to get on those playlists, and they just released this new policy that they're only monetizing major artists. Well, what's the point of this platform then?
Right.
Oh, well, you know, it's convenient for the consumer, so you have to be on this platform to be heard. Listen, I don't have to be on this platform to be heard. I've been doing independent artistry since 2016. And I've been getting heard just from networking since 2016. I dropped my first single in 2016, at the end of 2016. And just from networking, I was in syndication on radio stations in 8 countries.
So it means that now the days of A&R, they're gone now.
Gone.
So that's why we're hearing and seeing the lack of talent that we have right now. And I just don't want to throw shade, but I just hear this new music, from rock to hip hop. There's no soul in it at all.
Yeah.
There's no consciousness in it. It's like now, I always say this, and as much as I love hip hop, music is not supposed to tick. It's like now, hip hop has gone trill, and Afro beats now is kicking behind right now.
Listen, I love me some good Afro beats.
I do too.
I might drop an Afro beats joint myself. I already got the track from, shout out to Rashard, Coles, legendary producer. It's produced with Dr. Dre and Lynch Mob and a whole bunch of other people. But yeah, he's. I'm working with him on my new project, so it's like a dream come true right now. And yeah, 2024 is going to be. It's crazy because you just mentioned a bunch of genres, and we worked on a rock song, and so we finished that, and it's nice. We got a few others, and he sent me an Afrobeats track. And he was like, "What can you do with this?" And I'm like, "Well, I haven't done Afrobeats yet, but we gonna find out."
Oh Lordy.
Start screaming to the Lord, you know your feelings hurt.
Sitting here, thinking about you and me. Things ain't been real perfect lately. You get home from work, you go berserk now. And that just makes me so very crazy. Now tell me what I have to do to get better to you. I'm just trying to make you feel safe, make you feel joy in this place. We fuss and we fight, then we make up. We don't have to argue just to make love. Try to treat you right, buy you good stuff. But lately this love has been kinda rough. Love is taking my sanity. Tell me, how can this be? What's going on between you and me? Yeah, let's bring back some unity. We fuss and we fight, then we make up. We don't have to argue just to make love. Try to treat you right, buy you good stuff. But lately this love has been kinda rough. I love you, and I want to share the world with you for my lifetime. Said I wanna make up with you, baby. Things ain't been right. You know that I love you, baby. And I wanna share my world with you. Wanna buy you clothes. Wanna share the house. Wanna share the car. You know that it hurts. In the same house together. Ain't nobody smiling. Smile for me, baby. Won't you smile for me, baby? Smile for me. Smile for me. Smile for me. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Listen, Bad Bunny, Afro Blondie, all these cats have segued their ethnicity
Yeah.
to the masses, and everybody's now like, okay, we have to eat this up now. And unfortunately, the record companies are behind the curve. When Amy Winehouse was out, they had to have a number 2. They had to have an Adele who apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Are you feeling that right now? Do you think that there's nobody trying to do what you're trying to do, or is it that people are trying to catch that next that next 20,000
I feel
streams?
like there are a lot of dope artists out. They're just not getting the recognition they deserve. I mean, Lucky Day's one of my favorites.
Cleo Soul's killing it.
Cleo Soul, bro. Cleo Soul.
And I'm wondering why she hasn't made a dent here in the United States. Because I think she's really carrying the baton of what Sade was doing in 85 and 87.
That. October London.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like he's a whole problem.
Yeah.
I also love Tank. Like Tank is one of my favorites. There are some good people out there that are giving us back-to-back amazing projects that I feel like the industry is just not highlighting them for whatever reason. Again, I think it's that corporate conglomeration bullshit. But I mean, there's some great artists out there that have teams. Like right now, I'm my own team. Like everything that you've seen, I do myself.
Those videos are amazing.
Yeah.
Those videos that you're putting out are just, I mean, just the artistic vision and just how I mean, it's like you really have taken a concerted effort. It's like me, I'm doing everything myself. And it's like sometimes you have to do things yourself to perfect your vision. Is that where you're at right now?
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting more creative the more I work at this thing. And you know, again, that's part of development, right? Like you should elevate every time that you drop something. So I feel like I'm real meticulous about, and a lot of, you know, my videos are just like simplistic, but I'm telling a story. So I want the lyrics, the song, the musicality, and the story in the video to really like hit home. So like the video Trying to Believe, it's just me, because lyrically I'm isolated together with my thoughts, right? And it's the dichotomy between struggle and believing that I can come out of struggle. So it's like, okay, this video is just going to be me, and I'm going to be making shots of me going through struggle, and then me believing that I can come out of it.
Let's talk about Juke Joint. And this is your third record, and it's amazing because, you know, like I said earlier, you know, R&B is just not being heard now. And even when I hear and see Beyonce, it's like it's a watered down version of what it used to be. In fact, Solange's albums have been mind-blowing because of the fact that she's working with cats like Raphael Sadiq and working with some very music-forward different producers. This album is 30 minutes of just everything of what is happening with you right now.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about this record.
So Juke Joint is a journey of what you just said. It's the emotional journey between my relationships with family, my relationships with lovers, my relationship with myself as I ebb and flow through the ups and downs of those relationships. And I feel like that's where jazz, blues, gospel, soul, hip-hop all started. It started as a conversation about what we were going through emotionally while we were going through things outside of ourselves as well. And I wanted to get back to that because, I mean, that's what music is supposed to be. It's supposed to tell that story.
You're not monolithic in your repertoire. The last show that you did that I was here, I told you, man, like, anybody that knows anything about Little Milton Campbell is like my grandfather. That was his Ace Boone Coon. In addition to my grandmother who loved Al Green.
Yeah.
And I noticed that all of that entwines to what you are doing on in your show, and people are compelled because one,
great show tonight.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.
people are compelled to sing love and happiness. People are compelled to sing Prince, Purple Rain. People are compelled to sing some of the songs that you pull out the pantheon of Black American music. How did we get to this point?
I like to mix. First of all, I'm a storyteller, so we got to rehearsal this morning, and I was like, "These are the songs that we're going to do." And as we were rehearsing the songs, I'm like thinking, "What's the story that I want to tell tonight?" And I cut a couple of songs from the set and added Purple Rain because it's just what we needed. Like it's what I felt in the storyline. It's what we needed to do. It was an emotional moment, and having it right after This Is Why, which is like my personal artistic Purple Rain, because it's got that feel, right? It's telling the emotional story, and it's got this crazy guitar solo, and I'm like, we gotta go right into Purple Rain after this, because it's the same kind of vibe. It's telling this emotional story. It's got this crazy, one of the best guitar solos of all music. So I was like, we gotta do it. We gotta tell the story.
About this lady at this casino asking me for my money. I mean, it was only $2, but that ain't gonna get you a subway ride. Since you hop in the turnstile or something, let's go. Hey, y'all like that right there? Cause sometimes when it's hard out here in these streets, you just need a little help from your friends. You know what I'm saying? Tell y'all this story right here. The lady at the casino, she lost all her money. She said, don't feel sorry for me now. Don't feel sorry, honey. If you want to do me a favor, here's what I want you to do. Loan me $2 till the next time I see you. But these last $2 I'm not gonna lose. These last $2 one's more for my bus fare, other's more for the jukebox. Wanna hear me some blues? Wanna hear me some blues, y'all? She said I should be over here, but my man ain't treating me right. She said I try to catch him, yeah, creeping around every night. She said I got caught up over here, yeah, caught up in this scene. I lost all my money right here in this doggone gambling machine. But these last $2 I'm not gonna lose. These last $2 shown up won't lose. One's more for my bus fare, other's one for the jukebox. Wanna hear me some blues? I wanna hear me some organ.
Indianapolis is our hometown. I graduated a couple of years before you, and
Old head.
everybody, listen, we were just a couple of years.
Just a
home.
couple.
Just a couple of years. But, you know, everybody at home is like, well, you gotta get Ramon. You gotta get Ramon. I said, you gotta understand the pace report's he's gonna get there. Just it takes a while, you know. And I'm here. I've been here a couple times. Indianapolis, you know, is home. North Central High School, our high school. A lot of great choral ensembles there. I grew up on the east side. What side did you grow up on?
West. I grew up, you know, just, you know where the JCC is?
Absolutely.
Right across the street.
Lord have mercy. So you went to West Lane?
No, I went to Northview.
You went to Northview? Okay.
I could walk to West Lane, but I went to Northview.
I went to Eastwood. Okay, so I know we rivals.
I mean, Northview and West Lane were rivals. I feel like we weren't really rivals with Eastwood like that.
But I know. You know, but the thing I gotta ask you, because we only had one black radio station, that was WTLC. And we had WPZZ for a minute. And they went gospel, a hot minute. And then when I left home, Hot 97 was taking off, and they were a little bit behind the curve because other urban stations were playing more progressive R&B and hip hop. What were some of the influences, and how did you get started in Indy? What were some of the things? I know choir was where it started.
I actually wasn't in choir at school. I was in choir at church.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to Mount Olive Missionary Baptist on 16th, Pastor Wayne T. Harris Sr.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah, so I was under the musicianship of Napoleon Williams and James Clardy and of course Deidre Harris. And yeah, it was a great time to be alive because, you know, I learned everything that I learned. I learned the foundation of music, and I feel like a lot of artists that we know and love started that way. You know, I actually wasn't even. This is a childhood dream that I wasn't pursuing.
Really?
I ended up pursuing this because after college I moved to Dallas, Texas, lived there for 16 years. My mom had a stroke in 2013. I moved back to Indianapolis to take care of her, and she was doing so well that she had graduated from all her physical therapies and everything. And that night I was like, okay, now that, you know, you can be home by yourself for a few hours, I'm going out. And she was upset, and I'm like, well, why are you upset? And so we had a conversation, and she just began to talk about everything. She was bringing closure to a lot of things. And the thing that she told me that I think impacted my life the most was that out of myself and my other two siblings, I was the one that she saw traveling the world, entertaining people. And the next morning she was gone. So I didn't have a choice. Like, I was like, I'm either going to be a basket case, because the pain of losing your mom is real. You know, it's like different. And I was like, I'm either going to do what she said I could do, or I'm going to be a basket case. And I chose to just move to New York and pursue music.
But these last $2, I'm not gonna lose. These last $2, someone won't lose. Whoa, now, gonna throw for the jukebox. Wanna hear me some blues. But these last $2, I'm not gonna lose. These last $2, y'all, someone won't lose. Whoa, for my brother now, gonna throw for the jukebox. Wanna hear me some blues. But these last $2, y'all, I'm not gonna lose. These last $2,
Valerie Simpson and Nick Ashford are very important songwriters and producers. In fact, it's time for me to do something with Val.
Yeah.
I gotta extract a lot of stuff from her because the music that both of them left the world are just ridiculous. I mean, Chaka Khan just recently was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and her solo coming out the gate record was a song written by them.
Yep.
Diana Ross's career was single-handedly given to her when she left Motown and the tutelage of Berry Gordy, her mentor, and The Boss comes out. I mean, they're pivotal R&B moments that Nick and Val gave to the world, and the Sugar Bar is now an epicenter for her to give back to you and all the endless musicians that want to pursue songwriting and singing. That's gotta be a tremendous...
Listen, I sometimes I go home and ugly cry because I'm just so honored that I'm in that number. You know, I'm one of the people that Miss Val doesn't have to mentor anybody. You know, she started her career at 14 years old. You know, she is
from the Boogie Down Bronx.
From the BX.
Yeah.
And she has done some of the most incredible things alongside Nick Ashford over the last several decades.
5 decades.
And she does not have to do anything else. So for her to, you know, give advice and to mentor and to say you need to work on this verse or you need to work on this hook. Bro, listen, you know, I did a live stream pay-per-view show from here, the only one the Sugar Bar's ever done. And she introduced me on the pay-per-view, and after the show, she sat me down and she told me some things and then said, and I'm proud of it. When I tell you I went upstairs and lost it, I bet. Cause I'm like, yo, like I dreamt about this as a child, and I'm actually like I still don't believe it is actually happening.
Ramon, this woman at 20 something years old, I ain't gonna call it out. An African American woman sitting in the snake pit on West Grand Boulevard, Motown Records, directing the Funk Brothers. Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Now, now you had some prolific women, female writers and producers at the time. Her contemporaries are like Carole King. There's another one that I'm having a mind fight. I'm tired. but for Miss Simpson to craft that song and play with the Funk Brothers, and then to openly come and give you that knowledge, that has to be a wealth of knowledge on the music that you're producing.
Yeah.
Tell the world how important Nick and Val are to Black American music.
I mean, honestly, I tell people this all the time. They are pillars of music, period. And I say music, period, because without Black people, there wouldn't be global music. We, Black Americans, created jazz, blues, gospel, soul, hip hop, rock, and country. You know, so when, you know, people ask me about Ashford and Simpson, I'm like, Ashford and Simpson are literally pillars of, you know, they're one of the 3 major writing teams of Motown. You know, so I'm like, a third of the Motown catalog came from Nick and Val. And then when you leave Motown, they're responsible for countless other
Ray Charles, Shaka Khan,
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
They wrote for Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
Sylvester.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many other.
Tammy Terrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's insane. It's Ramon Jackson. I ask this to all musicians. What does Black American music mean to you?
Man, Black American music is the soundtrack of my life. I don't know anything else. It's the lifeblood of the world, you know. When I first started touring in 2016, I'm going to all these spots in Europe where I might, in some of these clubs, be the only black person. And all they're playing is Black American music. And they're having an emotional connection to it. Because our lyricism, our delivery, our production comes from our struggle. And that reaches from heart to heart. You don't get that from other styles of music. You don't, you know, they try to mimic, you know, they'll try to like, you know, but you don't get the emotional connection and feel and the hope of coming out of it, the hope of being better. You don't get that from any music outside of all the stuff that we create.
That is it again for another edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here at Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson's Sugar Bar here in the Upper West Side here in New York City. I'd like to personally thank and congratulate the talented Ramon Jackson for his time. Make sure you buy his current album, Juke Joint, which is now available on iTunes, Google Play, and all streaming platforms, and Amazon.com, as well as find out his upcoming tour dates, which is now on his website, theramonjackson.com. Whenever you're in New York City, please come and visit the Sugar Bar. For directions and upcoming show times, please visit him online at thesugarbarnyc.com. As always, people, I can't stress this more than enough. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos here on YouTube and Vimeo and leave comments. Also follow me on social media by way of Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.
It's been real perfect lately. You get home from work, you go berserk now. And that just makes me so very crazy. Now tell me what I have to do to get better to you. I'm just trying to make you feel safe, make you feel joy in this place. We fuss and we fight, then we